I am that thing. I have that thing already. I am an entrepreneur. I am a supermom. I am a race car driver. I am a whatever it is, the thing that you want, in your life. Instead of when that happens for me, you act as if you are it now already.
Yeah.
That is the definition of be it till you see it.
Welcome to the Be It Till You See It podcast, where we talk about taking messy action, knowing that perfect is boring. I'm Lesley Logan, Pilates instructor and fitness business coach. I've trained thousands of people around the world, and the number one thing I see stopping people from achieving anything is self-doubt. My friends, action brings clarity, and it's the antidote to fear. Each week, my guests will bring bold, executable, intrinsic, and targeted steps that you can use to put yourself first and be it till you see it. It's a practice, not a perfect. Let's get started.
Welcome back to the Be It Till You See It interview recap, where my co-host in life, Brad, and I are going to dig into the profound combo I had with Kevin Carton in our last episode. If you haven't yet listened to that interview, feel free to pause this now and go back and listen to that one, or you can listen to this one and listen to that one. He's such a sweetheart. I mean that in like the not condescending way.
Brilliant guy.
Brilliant and patient and kind, and profound is a good word for him. It really, really is. I learned so much, and we actually got to have him in the agency group as well, elaborating more on what we talked about. So agency members, you can check out that goodness.
Yeah, we're actually going to be including it in the agency curriculum pretty soon.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that. It's going to be great.
Yeah. If you want to know what agency is, stay tuned. Brad will talk about Accelerator in a second.
Yeah.
Today is May 15th, and it's National Notebook Day. National Notebook Day is celebrated on the third Thursday of May, and this year it falls on May 15th. It's a holiday that encourages people to record their thoughts, events, and information in a notebook. It is especially important to have a notebook or journal if you are the type of person whose mind goes so many places at once. One of the many reasons why keeping track of your ideas is beneficial is that it helps you focus the mind. People will often revisit their journal entries when they need inspiration or ideas. And I just thought, focus the mind. I feel like it's a Kevin Carton thing. But also, because I can't choose one, I have ADHD and I like a lot of things. And so also today is National Senior Fraud Awareness Day. So go check that out. So essentially, it means what it means. Make sure your senior people in your life know about the fraud. You guys don't touch the toll link that they're sending you.
Yeah,
you didn't go through
the
a
toll link isn't real.
They're never going to text you. They don't know your number. They know your license plate.
We just had someone try to hack your Instagram account. They sent us a spam email that said your post has been
copyright infringement. And I told the team, I was like, guys, that's my face and it's my word.
Yeah, and there was no music. So what copyright infringement could there be?
Yeah.
But it was a fraud link.
Mm-hmm.
So they're getting real sneaky.
Yeah, really. Because I sent to the team because I was like, there's something wrong here. But no, just assholes. And then also it's Tuberculosis Day, TB Day. There's actually a couple different holidays that have to do with this. And the reason I'm bringing it up right now is actually listen to Chris Hayes do an interview. Was it with John Green? Or was it with a guy who talked about John Green?
No, I think it was the author.
Oh, with John Green. Okay, So John Green wrote a book, Everything is Tuberculosis. Mm-hmm. By the way, have you ever looked at tuberculosis, the word? It's tubercular something sclerosis. And so everyone, it's
tubular sclerosis.
No, it's got there's extra S's and O's. At any rate, you can see why we call it TB. It's really important that you guys actually understand that what's going on in the world of fucking things around is that
wait, what? In the world of
they're fucking things up.
They're fucking things up. They're fucking around.
In the world where they fuck around, we're about to find out what that means, which is, according to John Green, we didn't just go back a couple steps. We fell down the ladders. And everything is TB is just that TB actually can kill people, does kill people. There are drug resistant versions of this. And when they study TB, it helps them understand every other disease and illness out there. And so I highly recommend reading Everything is Tuberculosis. And if you're like me and you have a hard time focusing on a book, go listen to the episode with John Green on Chris Hayes' podcast. No sponsorship here. I would love to have Chris Hayes on, or John Green. I don't know what the Be It Till You See It angle would be, except just tell me how bad we really are. Anyways, but it's TB Day as well. Okay. We're headed to the UK. We have 2 stops. It's our first time in a couple of years. Space is super limited. Legitimately, guys, there is 18 spots in one space and 20 in another. And that might sound like a lot to you, but it's not a lot of people. So you want to snag your spot for that. The deal is amazing. opc.me/UK. We're going on a summer tour this summer. And if you want to make sure that you are in on the deets, which will be announced any day now, then you want to go to opc.me/events. We make sure those people always hear about it.
And then I'll be spending the weekend by myself because
I'm spending the weekend by myself. You're with friends.
Lesley is going to be teaching the Cadillac workshop weekend for Elevate Round 5, which is very intense. It's literally 24 hours on Zoom over 3 days.
Not to overwhelm those of you who are thinking about Elevate. It's only 12 hours for you.
It's only half of that for participants, but she's doing 2 rounds. But we love these weekends. Elevate is really a fun, amazing program. And I can tell you, as someone who watches it all happen from the side, how epic it is because people actually come together and nerd out, like deep dive on Pilates over 9 months. And what they get out of this program is literally life-changing in every element of their life. It's not just about the Pilates, but this weekend is really, really cool. So if you're ever considering a deeper dive into Pilates and you're a teacher, that's the one requirement. If you're already a teacher, go to lesleylogan.co/elevate. That's LESLEY. Logan.co/elevate for more information. When you get started there, you and I can talk and we'll talk through the whole thing. If you are a teacher and you're taking clients at all, I want you to join me for a free webinar. It's a profitable Pilates webinar. We're going to talk about money. Okay, we're going to talk about money. We're going to talk about clients, marketing. We're going to talk about mindset. We're going to dig in and we're going to get nerdy on how do you apply these things to what you're doing to change the trajectory, okay? If you're like, I feel like I'm spinning my wheels, I'm feeling very stuck, I can't seem to get new clients, I hate trying to get new clients, I hate telling people how much I charge. If any of these things resonate with you, come to this webinar. It's called The Growth Accelerator, prfit.biz/accelerator. It's totally free. We're going to dig in and then there's a Q&A element to it as well. So that's profit without the O.biz/accelerator. It's totally free. And then finally,
Cambodia. Come on a Pilates retreat with us. This is for you if you just love Pilates, if you're curious, if you want to go travel the world and you want someone to curate it for you. This retreat is for you. It's an amazing experience. You're in the village with us. You stay at our house. We do 5 Pilates classes. We do breath work. We do some manifestation workshop, not just the woo-woo type. We actually get down and dirty on like how do you actually make sure that your schedule allows you to live the life that you want to live, which includes taking care of you and making yourself a priority. And we tour temples and we do a water village and we do a lotus run like a lotus tour. And then we also eat amazing food. So I want you to come.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. It's like our favorite place to be. Honestly, with everything that's insane going on right now in the world, in life.
I can't wait to be out of all of it for a week.
It's like an opportunity to set yourself up for some peace, relaxation,
and
a little bit of adventure, exploration. It's going to be a great reprieve. It's going to be a retreat and on purpose. So come join us for it. You deserve it. It's your time.
Yeah, you're going to vote whenever it's time to vote. You're going to protest whenever it's time to protest. And you're going to take a week with us in Cambodia to recharge and refresh and get back out there.
crowsnestretreats.com. crowsnestretreats.com.
I got halfway through filling this out and
before we get any further, we got an audience question here.
Sorry, babe.
Right. So Fit Prom Karen is asking on YouTube, hey, what's the difference between the black nylon and leather straps? How do they hold up or move for circular movement? And she was talking about on the reformer.
Yeah. So, okay, there's so many different types of reformers out there. And there are reformers that use like ropes and pulleys. And they usually have loops, and those loops can be cloth. And then because of COVID, they've turned into this like vinyl type of a thing, which is not super comfortable. It's a little thick, but it's easy to wipe down. And then there's also the leather straps that also are on wheels, and they also have handles, and then they have extension straps to make the loops. So there's a huge difference. And as far as the circular movement, I actually think that if you work with the leather straps and handles.
So where are these straps? I'm trying to envision this because there's like multiple straps on a reformer. We're not talking about the long straps, are we?
We're talking about the long straps.
The long straps. Okay. So we're not talking about the things that hang over the tail.
When we're on tour. Yeah, not the one. Well, those are extension straps, but yes.
Extension straps. Yeah, okay.
So that's the difference. We're on tour and some of them I have to push the risers down because they use ropes.
Yep.
Okay. So the particular device that it's on will turn around. So when they make circles, the ropes stay in this little groove thing and it circles, like it turns with it. And the leather straps don't have that. They're just on a wheel, but you can still circle. That's what you can still circle. What I would say is actually a lot of people that I work with who use the ropes, I highly encourage you to order the neoprene handles. They usually are on your Cadillac, or you can just order them on their own and clip it on to your straps, because you are going to get even more out of those circles. Every single exercise, if you have a handle in your hand, because the way your hand reacts to the handle will tell me if your arms are connected to your back. So I can look at a room of people.
Which does not happen if it's just a loop.
Well, it can, but you have to be aware. And it's really hard because you don't have anything visually to show you that your hand is turned at an angle. So if you're watching me on YouTube, it's really easy for your hand to be at a 45-degree angle versus perfectly holding a bowl of soup or perfectly ready to shake someone's hand.
Is that what we're doing? We're holding soup?
Usually I tell people to hold a margarita. So at any rate, the pinky side of your hand needs to be attached to the handle at all times. And when you're using those loops, it's kind of touching it. So you think it's working, but then your hand is actually not at the right angle to help you to connect your muscles from your back. And a lot of people end up using the top of their shoulders or the front of their shoulders or their biceps and their elbows, and they're not using their back. And then the other thing that those loops can encourage without you noticing it is really easy for your wrist to bend. And so then you're holding this loop, but your wrist is bent, and now you're not getting any of the benefits. So loops are great for the feet. There's nothing wrong with it. And I actually am not knocking anything. Like we have affiliate links to Balanced Body and to Contrology. So if you prefer the ropes, you can have them. I just highly encourage you to get handles and use handles in your hands and loops on your feet.
Yeah, if you're interested in that link, go to opc.me/perks, PERKS, opc.me/perks, and scroll down. You'll find the links to all the equipment that we recommend. So stick around. We'll be right back. We're going to dig into this fantastic conversation that Lesley had with Kevin Carton, and he's going to share some fancy metaphysical stuff with you all. We'll talk to you soon. All right, everybody, welcome back. Let's dig into this convo with Kevin Carton. He's a multifaceted individual dedicated to helping others achieve their potential. Certified by the Brave Thinking Institute, he operates as an inspirational speaker, teacher, and transformational life coach. That's what the Brave Thinking Institute is. They certify life coaches, and it's not like a $250 weekend certification. This is a way bigger deal than that. With significant experience, he focuses on empowering individuals to identify their life's purpose, overcome personal obstacles, and build self-belief through various methods, including his widely popular podcast, Science and Spirituality, co-hosted with his brother, Chris Carton. Science and Spirituality, they're like, 1 million plus downloads. It's a big pod. It's a really cool thing. I definitely recommend you check that out. Science and Spirituality. And his brother, Chris, the two of them are enjoyable to listen to, just very knowledgeable. So
also, you say like, how cute. Chris and Kevin Carton. Like, it's just like
Chris and Kevin Carton.
I love when people made sure alliteration happened. It just all flows together. So many things to love about what he said. But I really enjoyed that he talked about he believes that our soul's purpose is really what our heart calls for the most, to live the most alive life that we possibly can. And he also talked about focusing on becoming more alive, more aware, more happy, more loving. He also said that if you're struggling to identify your purpose, it's because you have to get curious. And it made me just think, when you're a kid, you're like asking all these questions. You're like so curious. Why is the sky blue? Why is this? Why is this? And because parents are fucking exhausted and overworked and underpaid, and they are stressed out to the nines, especially the parents today, because why wouldn't you be? It's really easy to kind of like crush that curiosity. And
and
it's not even
also inadvertently, it could just be like, here's an iPad, I can't deal with you right now.
It's all, I actually would say it's all inadvertently. And then at schools, the curiosity is not what actually is you're graded on. It's like on how well you memorize. And so I think that like you start as a kid, it's very curious. And then you go through life and you're just forced to like memorize what's right and what's wrong. And so you don't actually cultivate a curious brain. And I actually was really grateful because Pilates made me get really curious. Because, well, not just Pilates in general. I will say very specifically Pilates with Vintage, with Jay, and with Sandy and Karen. Like there was not a one answer to a question. It was like, well, I don't know. How does it feel? And they would want you to get curious. Like you
have to dig in and connect with yourself to actually really, draw a conclusion.
Was really hard for me. It was just just tell me what it is, right? I just want to get it right. So I think that's why I can really attract this perfectionist, but also why I love what we do. But I just thought it was really great. Like be more curious, And then he also said, we're given dreams and it's up to us to accept and become aware of them. Like we're given them. And that made me just think of big magic and how like ideas want to be born and things want to happen. And if we're not there to like pick what's being left for us, they're going to go. But if we can be aware of them, we get to actually enjoy them and we get to have this gift that we've been given. What did you love?
he talks about the 4 levels of consciousness. This is effectively applied to how each of us lives our lives, how we experience our lives. So there's 4 levels of consciousness, and I'm going to briefly run through them all. So level 1 is victimhood. 2 is responsibility. 3 is called flow. And then 4 is oneness, okay? Now, what does that actually mean? Level 1, victimhood. Life is happening to me, at me, against my wishes. Why did these things happen to me? I'm blaming everybody except for myself, right? It's considered the lowest state of consciousness, and it diminishes your life. So sometimes what we default to, and the thing is, it's easy to stay in the victimhood.
And I think we all get annoyed by those people. Like once you're not that person, you're like, I got to get away.
Yeah. So level 2, responsibility. Life is happening by me. You're taking responsibility for your actions, for your thoughts, for your responses. You're recognizing your own ability to create desired outcomes. And this is like probably, I think most people live life more often than not in levels 2 and 3, kind of transitioning between 2 and 3. And then 4, we tap into 4 occasionally, but then we shift around. Like that was a good question that you had for him. But life is happening by me is level 2, responsibility. I'm making decisions on purpose. Level 3, life is happening through me. This is the flow state, a sense of connection to a larger life force, letting go of excessive control, experiencing a natural flow of things where things work out more easily. I think we've all experienced the flow state, right? We're in the zone, as like to call it. I know when I was working in the office, my entire goal, like when I worked for somebody else, my entire goal was once a day to forget what time it was because I was so in the zone, right? Put my headphones on, drown out the rest of the world, get focused and allow myself to be in that state. And honestly, when that happens, I would be happy about it. At the end of it, I'd be like, yes, I got so much work done today. When I didn't get into the flow state, I would be frustrated about my day and be like, oh, I feel like I didn't do anything today, right? So life is happening through me. And then finally, oneness. Life is happening as me. This is definitely more of like a mystical experience, no separation between yourself and the entirety of the universe. And, you can experience this through meditation, connection with others, with the nation, but also actually, he also suggested that oneness or life is happening as me. The most common experience of this is an orgasm where you're experiencing with somebody else. I thought it was interesting to think of that way. And it's not something that you're in that state for the longest periods of time, but you can tap into that occasionally here and there. I just found these really interesting.
These are the 4 things that he dug into more deeply in his talk, right?
Yeah, we also went through these levels of consciousness. And in fact, also his tool at the end of the episode where he's like, hey, this is my gift to you. We actually did that exercise together in the webinar. So if you're looking for more on that, come join us in agency. Also go check out the things that he's doing.
You check out his pod. I mean,
or check out the pod.
The chart right there. I just really liked him. I subscribed to the pod because I was like, I think I want to keep listening to this person. I really like what they're saying. And I think also I got a lot of those stages and it's like, oh, that last one. I kind of just thought that's what the shamans do in the white, on the top of the hill and they leave the world behind. But I liked, he's like, no, this like you could just tap into it. It could just be like in this moment and make you part of the world again. So I think that's really cool.
Yep. Yeah. Awesome. Well, stick around. We'll be right back because we have some really powerful Be It action items shared by Kevin Carton. We'll be right back after this. Stick around. Welcome back. Let's talk about those Be It action items. What bold, executable, intrinsic, or targeted action items can we take away from your conversation with Kevin Carton? He talked about the power of a clear vision. He defines a vision as a written out version of the life you love to live. A written out version of the life you love to live. And that I thought was really cool because we have this idea for ourselves, but how often do we actually put it down on paper so we can see it, read it, hold it? We won't forget it because we wrote it down. He said, be detailed, be clear, be specific, use emotion, and just be big. And he said the main thing that people, and he and I had a really interesting conversation about this. One of the things that I used to do, and I still catch myself doing occasionally, is saying to myself, I want this thing for me, whatever this thing might be. And then I would say, it would be really nice if this thing happened for me or to me. Ironically, it's like victimhood level 1. It would be really nice if this thing happened for me, right? That to me is a cop-out. Cop-out in 2 ways. 1, I might not actually be actively pursuing this thing that I want to happen for me. And 2, if the thing doesn't happen, then, well, it's okay. It didn't happen to me, for me, right? This is really interesting because I used to intentionally not get my hopes up, right? Because if it never happened for me, then I'd be really disappointed, or I'd be failing, or I'd be let down. And I just found, like what he said, when you're writing out your vision, the mistake that most people make is taking that approach. It'd be great for me if this happened, right? And then what's the next generation of that is we say, oh, no, not if it happens, when it happens, right? And he's saying, not even that. There's one step further. I am that thing. I have that thing already. I am an entrepreneur. I am a supermom. I am a race car driver. I am a whatever it is, the thing that you want, in your life. Instead of when that happens for me, you act as if you are it now already.
Yeah.
That is the definition of be it till you see it.
Oh yeah. My client, I was like, hey babe, I can only see you at 8:00 or whatever I gave her. And I really only did it for her because I would never do it for anyone. And she said yes. And I was like, oh, okay. And I said, well, I'm really surprised you accepted this. She's like, well, I am a healthy person, and a healthy person would work out at this hour. And I was like, oh, okay.
Great for her.
Practicing this I am thing and helping me filter my decisions. And I think it's, take some time, be kind to yourself. Like I just saw her again today, and she's like still working out the I ams and I haves, but you can do it.
Good. Good for her. That's awesome. I thought that was super powerful. What about you?
I love that you talked about gratitude. Gratitude is a powerful practice for being until you see it. You know what? Gratitude, I think it gets tossed around a lot as like, do this, but actually, do you really do it? Do you have a gratitude practice really? And I'm reading a book.
What does a gratitude practice look like?
Well, I will give you a perfect example from someone else. So the book is called Buy Yourself the Fucking Lilies or Tulips or something like that. And I think her name is Tara. I would love her on the pod. I would obviously need to learn her name, but it's from 5 years ago. So it's really, really great. And she, in her 3rd chapter, was every single day, write down 10 things.
Yeah, you're right. Buy Yourself the Fucking Lilies by Tara Schuster.
Tara Schuster. Okay. So just committed to it. So anyways, I think a lot of people do it at night. And I will just say, everyone, I actually, in the middle of the day, typically have a moment where we were just
talking about this.
I start the day feeling fucking amazing. And then somewhere in the middle of the day, after all the onslaught of all the things that are going great, but not going great, the chaos, and then the fucking
things that are out of our
news
control.
widget that tells me what else we're fucking killing around here, I just find myself like, what are we doing? And so I was like, I'm going to try this thing. And I opened up my Remarkable tablet, and I have my schedule of the day on my Remarkable tablet. And then if you just scroll, like swipe, shoop, it's a journal place, and it's not enough to do like journal entry really. So I just did 10 gratitudes, and literally just go, 1, I'm grateful that I have the time to do this. 2, I'm grateful. And you just keep going. And what you find is like, by the end, by you get to 10, like to find 10 things to be grateful for in a day, especially when it feels like it fucking sucks, changes mind all the way around. And it really helps you get back to being the person you want to be, the person you believe you are, the I am, the I have. And so
I actually think that's a cool practice. Another thing you can use is the 5-minute journal.
You can.
Yeah. And that one, you're writing it into a journal. It already has the prompts right in front of you.
I can't really read my own writing, so I just do it on the Remarkable and hope it can translate if it wants to. But we talked about like how my therapist was really helpful at helping me remember like gratitude and judgment can't live in the same space. So if you are feeling like pissed, this isn't working and this isn't working, that's a judgment zone. And then you can start doing gratitudes, and the gratitude pushes the judgment out of the way. He also mentioned
his gift. This is the thing that we did together, the Metacognition meditation.
Yeah. So it's a 23-minute guided meditation, and it's designed to help individuals notice their thoughts, connect with their spiritual being, and gain clarity over their purpose and desires. You guys, this gift is less than 2% of your day. So we're talking about 1.5% of your day. So go to beitpod.com/metacognition meditation. beitpod.com/metacognition meditation. I'm not spelling that out. I think it spells the way it sounds. Thank you, Kevin. I learned so much from you.
It was awesome.
I can't wait to stalk you in the best way a little bit more and learn so much from you and your brother. I'm Lesley Logan.
And I'm Brad Crowell.
Thank you so much for listening to this today. We're so appreciative to have you. Can you believe, first of all, it's the middle of May. Second of all, this podcast is at episode 524 because of you. Because of you. We get guests like Kevin Carton, who has 1 million downloads on his podcast because you listen to this one. So keep downloading the episodes. It is helpful for us to get big, amazing guests that can help you be it till you see it.
And share it with somebody new.
Yes.
Pick one person right now. Share this episode to one person right now.
Yes. And if you also leave a review, that too helps this podcast out. See how none of that costs you any money and you get a free meditation. Thank you so much. And until next time, be it till you see it.
Bye for now.
That's all I got for this episode of the Be It Till You See It podcast. One thing that would help both myself and future listeners is for you to rate the show and leave a review. And follow or subscribe for free wherever you listen to your podcast. Also, make sure to introduce yourself over at the Be It Pod on Instagram. I would love to know more about you. Share this episode with whoever you think needs to hear it. Help us and others be it till you see it. Have an awesome day.
Be It Till You See It is a production of the Bloom Podcast Network. If you want to leave us a message or a question that we might read on another episode, you can text us at +1 310 905 5534 or send a DM on Instagram at BeItPod.
It's written, filmed, and recorded by your host, Lesley Logan, and me, Brad Crowell.
It is transcribed, produced, and edited by the Epic team at Diseño.co.
Our theme music is by Ali at Apex Production Music, and our branding by designer and artist Gianfranco Cioffi.
Special thanks to Melissa Solomon for creating our visuals.
Also to Angelina Herrico for adding all of our content to our website. And finally, to Meredith Root for keeping us all on point and on time.